Now I've gone ahead and equalized all of the audio, or neutralized all of the audio, so it peaks at about -12. And now I'm ready to do something called keyframing, which is modifying the audio over time, because in some cases I want to hear the music up full, but as soon as we start speaking on camera, I want to have that music there, but I need it to duck under our voices. Remember, in an earlier movie, I did change my layout, and I did open up each of these tracks by using the Shift key and the scroll wheel on my mouse. So if your interface doesn't look like mine, those are a couple things that I did in an earlier video. Now I'm going to press the plus key to zoom in to the area that I really want to focus on, and that is music and Vanessa's introduction. Let me go ahead and play it, look at my levels, and this is more important, listen and trust my ears.
Welcome to Delight Gluten-Free Eats. I'm Vanessa Weisford.
The levels are really nice, but maybe I want the music just a hair stronger at the beginning, and then I want to bring it down. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this and bring it up a little bit, just to make it stronger, and now I need to add keyframes. And so you can see what I'm doing, I want you to look over here, and I'm going to stretch this over to the left a little bit so you have a more expanded view. And now I'm going to go ahead and hold down the Command key as I'm working on a Macintosh. On a Windows machine, that would be the Control key. And as I click, I actually create a little diamond, and that's a keyframe. And if you look up here on the upper left-hand corner, the same thing has happened. As a matter of fact, I could add keyframes directly here in the Effects Control panel by clicking on a diamond. Once I have these basic points, I can make my volume louder or softer between those points. So I could go ahead and drag this down, and if we listen to it, the music will dip down, and because I had extra keyframes at the end, it's going to get louder. We'll fix that in just a moment.
Welcome to Delight Gluten-Free Eats.
So I like the idea the music dips, but I want to make sure that it doesn't dip too fast and too low. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this level area so you can see what's happening up in the Effects Control panel. And I can stretch that out if I wanted even more detail by simply putting my cursor between those two lines, and now I'll have a little more viewing space. If I needed to, I can once again use my scroll wheel. And the point is, I want to move this over to the right so the audio goes down more gradually. I also may want the level to be a little bit higher. You'll notice it's affected up here, and all is good. If I want to jump between keyframes, I can use keyboard shortcuts or these little arrows. And if I think that it's too abrupt, if I right-click on any of those keyframes, I can smooth them out with the Bezier curve that I have full control over initially, or let Premiere use an auto Bezier or a continuous Bezier. And most of the times I find that the default is better than my tweaking for several minutes or even longer. As you see, it's more gradual there. It's going to sound a little bit nicer, and we'll be able to hear Vanessa much better over the music.
Welcome to Delight Gluten-Free Eats.
That's perfect. I really like it. Now, I want to go ahead and remove the other keyframes. They're easy enough to remove. You can right-click on any keyframe and choose Delete. But the trick is to make sure that you're actually on the keyframe. If you're a little to the left of the keyframe or to the right of the keyframe, you're going to get a different drop-down window. So often what I like to do is actually delete my keyframes up here in my Effects Control panel, and I can actually select a whole bunch of them at a time. And once they're all selected, I can just press the Delete key and they're gone. It's a very efficient way of getting rid of extra keyframes if you've put too many in. And now our audio is perfect between the music and Vanessa's voice.